Tom, another one of those guys you kept around was Derwin James. How is that hold-in process when it comes from like the front office and him still being there? And were players like coming up to you like, "Hey, give this guy his fucking money," or were you just kind of under the understanding that it was going to happen?
Yeah, sometimes you do get that. This is not our first hold-in. I know the first time we had one, it was unique and different. Had never had that before. I mean, everyone's had holdouts, but hold-in was relatively new. This situation has been a lot different, just based on the player and who he is and how he stays engaged. It's a process to work through in this league. It happens, but you just kind of work through it. But it hasn't been a distraction, and we'll get it figured out. It's just taking us a little longer than I would have liked, but on our end, we'll get it figured out and get him ready to go. But he's been all in, fully invested in everything that's going on, and we just got to get this finished up.
Tom, what was it like back in the old CBA when people did hold out? You'd have big vet O-linemen hold out for the first 3 weeks trying to get some extra money or just to miss camp. Like, what was it like trying to navigate those waters?
Do you like it more now? Yeah, and follow up. Do you like it?
I guess it kind of depends on the situation who the player is. I mean, what's kind of nice about it is the player is still engaged in meetings and working out, but obviously you want the players to be on the field practicing. I mean, there's a reason why the whole team's out there. But we also know it's just the nature of the business. As far as the business side of it, typically you like these things done in the spring, get all the contract things out of the way early, and you get the training camp, and it's just football. But when you're doing an extension for a player, yeah, every now and then it could bleed into the training camp. It happens. This isn't the first time. You just got to work through it. Then we're going to get there. But yeah, you just got to make the best of the situation.
Don't you think though, like? It's so fascinating that they're there because you guys are doing business right now, and business is sometimes a little negative every once in a while because nobody wants to hear what they don't think of themselves on both sides or whatever, So them being in the building, I'm happy to hear that it's not just like an uncomfortable situation. It's very professional. But every time a player like Jensen tears his ACL, like in a two thing, like the players, it's only going to continue, So I'm happy that it's becoming like a functional negotiation. It feels like, Is that right?
Yeah, and these can't be cookie cutter negotiation. Everything is a little bit different, and you just got to be able to work with it. You have to be able to adapt and move. That's just the way that it is, and this is the situation we're in right now. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to adapt and just make it work. And that's part of the GM's job is you got to make things work. It may not always be pretty, and you may have to, move some things around, but, it's our job to make things work and make sure the head coach, has the players he needs to win with. But we'll get this figured out.
Hey, you're the man. I got nothing but faith.